Let me ask you something. If a police officer working on a cash-in-transit robbery case sends fingerprints, evidence, and investigative documents to a civilian, should South Africans be concerned? Because that's exactly what emerged in a testimony involving witness F, a police officer handling a serious cash-in-transit robbery case from Mussina, case number 210/09/2022. Today we're breaking down what was shared, who it was shared with, the explanation given, and why the Commission clearly did not believe that explanation. This is not about motorcycles. This is about forensic integrity and public trust.
Available on 27 January as you had to collect a suspect in vendor for Mussina case 210/09/2022. The charge was cash in transit. You recall that?
That's correct.
Can you describe to the Commission what this case is about and who the suspects are?
Commissioner, the case is about cash in transit, position of hijacked motor vehicle, position of unlicensed firearms, and ammunition.
And so, am I to understand that this relates to a cash-in-transit robbery with stolen vehicles and unlicensed firearms?
That's correct.
And do you know who the suspects are? Can you recall their names?
Tobile Natoshi, Eric Matele Musa, and Bongani Kumalo.
And you've been working on this case for 3.5 years now. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I want to take you to page 184 of the annexure bundle.
That's correct.
And what we see in page 184 of the annexure bundle is a document that you have prepared called Application for Fingerprints Identification as per Mussina case 210/09/2022. Hereby apply for investigation of fingerprint comparison investigation as per following bag number, and you give the bag number, PW 40841044. Therefore, I request LCRC to investigate further the matters due to appear in the Polokwane High Court on 20 June 2024. I further request that this matter be investigated by Warrant Officer S. Mortau, and you give his personal number, as he has previously investigated our cases positively. You make the specific request for Warrant Officer Mortau. What previous cases had you worked on with him, and what positive results that he produced?
We worked with Warrant Officer Mortau on British American tobacco cases where robberies were made in those vehicles of British American tobacco, and house breaking, even though I can't quite remember the case numbers. So we worked with him most on our cases.
And he's given you good results before?
That's correct, Commissioners.
Can we go to the following page in the annexure bundle, page 185? And this, as I understand, is a photograph of that evidence bag that was referred to in your request, and it's actually the fingerprint set for the Mussina case.
Cash-in-transit robberies are not petty crimes. They are organized, high-risk operations involving armored vehicles, military-style weapons, the syndicated criminal network, this type of cartel type criminal network. So this was not a minor docket. This was a serious organized crime investigation. And one of the testimony when we first heard about these big five cartels was that they have specialties. One of the specialties here we're looking at is cash in transit. All right, cash in transit specialties. Now we're going to hear about this how witness have helped in order to cover up some of these criminal activities, which suggests to me he covered up. And there's a lot of stuff that he did, witness F, that are very questionable. That's why I'm saying he's actually a rogue police officer. I don't know how they recruited him. We'll probably find out later when he goes to court, because I don't see him escaping this one. The latest is now today is that he's not going to testify at Mazanga Commission of Inquiry, as I expected that he may come up with another stunt. The latest stunt is that he is unwell in hospital. It's either he's unwell, really unwell, or it's an attempt for him to avoid testifying. Yes. So remember, witness F was subpoenaed to testify, so he is not a willing participant so his testimony, the weight of it being truthful is very low. There's a lot of questions that don't even make sense, that you can tell that he's trying to cover up. He's under oath, but he's lying about them. He lied about them anyway. So, I suspect it's probably, if he's sick in hospital, really sick, it's an attempt on his life by one of the member of the cartels, because, the people who would be implicated are high up people up to the presidency. We had him having a knowledge and speaking to the late president, the late deputy president. So Fegile Mbalula, the current ANC whip, there's a lot of big names that have come out of this witness app. So if he's really sick, truly sick, it's probably an attempt on his life. This time, probably one of the things that they would attempt to end someone's life, these cartels, is through poisoning or unaliving them through violence, like gun violence. That's one of the two things that they will attempt. They can attempt to unalive people in the same group. And yeah. Cry, my beloved country, cry. Seriously, cry. It's shocking.
That's correct.
Can you now go to page 556 of the evidence bundle?
So 500.
56. And you'll recall that application that you made was on the 7th of June. What we see at page 556 is that on the 14th of June at 9:43, you forwarded 2 photographs to Mr. Motsumi.
That's correct.
One was the application for the fingerprint identification to be assigned to to Warrant Officer Motau, and the second was a picture of the fingerprint set itself. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Why did you forward these police documents to Mr. Motsumi?
Okay, thank you, commissioners. On that particular day or on that week, let me bring this to the attention of the commissioners. I am a biker, a motorcycle rider. Mr. Mutsumi is a motorcycle rider. I am his mentor. He's my mentee. As a result, Mr. Motsumi, I was supposed to ride with him to a breakfast ride that weekend to Hartebees. So he kept on phoning and pestering me. Then I had to tell him that I'm under pressure. I'm working on this matter. This is how I sent him the photos, because according to me, he did not believe me that I was working on a serious matter. So therefore, I could not come to him. So I had to send the proof to him that I was busy with something.
So you're saying that you showed Mr. Motsumi the identity of the police officer who was going to do the fingerprint comparison and the fingerprint set itself, just to persuade him that you couldn't go on a breakfast ride on the weekend?
That's correct.
Now, if you just want to show your friend you're busy, why not send him a simple message? You could ask that. Why send a forensic material to a person who is not a member of SAPS, who's not a police officer, a civilian? Why send the bag image at all? So the commissioner repeatedly asked that. Why send the bag? He struggled to answer this question because he's lying.
Commissioner?
Witness F, I'm having difficulty believing that answer. But let me take you to the next question. What did Warrant Officer Sydney Motau ultimately report?
I think the results were negative, but the report is inside the docket. The docket is in High Court, Polokwane, as we speak. The accused persons are still in custody. But the report of Mr. Motau is inside the said docket. I can refer to it if maybe given a chance. Currently, the docket is in High Court in Limpopo.
You see, Witness F, what we've seen is a draft of a statement from Mr. Motau, Warrant Officer Motau, that says, and I'll quote, "The Scotch tape and black folion were scanned on AFIS and no identifications were made. The black and white folions were sealed and taken to Brits LCRC Fingerprints Lab for processing, but no fingerprints were found from the exhibits. The exhibits were sealed in bag number PW3000, gives the number, and handed back to yourself for safekeeping on the 8th of July. So what this draft statement that we've seen on your phone says is that on the 16th of July, you forward the details of the fingerprint examiner and the fingerprint bag to Mr. Motsumi, and this is in respect of a cash-in-transit case. And on the 8th of July, the person whose details you had forwarded to Mr. Motsumi reports that there are no fingerprints. Do you want to comment on that?
I don't know, or I don't understand exactly your question in that matter.
Mr. Chancellor, can you please show us the final report by?
I haven't seen the final report. What I've seen is a draft report.
No, the draft you are referring to.
I can. It's not in the bundle, but I can show it. it may be that the witness wants time to consider it. Sorry.
Please talk to your leader.
Not okay, but somebody needs to, I mean, the witness needs to be able to see it. Can you fly to it?
Yeah. So, witness F, this compromised the integrity of the investigation. There are 5 pillars of forensic integrity. Um, one of those 5 pillars is the chain of custody, the confidentiality. Chain of custody is like, having that evidence back sealed, log transferred to LCRC, documented, retained. So every moment must be documented and justified. Right, that's that chain of command in that 5 pillar of forensic. So you also have to maintain confidentiality. I mean, as confidentiality in every profession. So the active docket material, the case number, the forensic request, the examiner's identity, access limited to authorized personnel only. So information moves vertically within lawful channels, right? That is around confidentiality. And then examiner independency. We know that this request for this was specifically for warrant officer to do it, not anyone else, but a warrant officer Thao. And the request for specific warrant officer, prior working relationship. So this doesn't tells me that there is a forensic neutrality that was applied in this case, because forensic neutrality must be preserved all the time. So examiner independency, it's a must have. Now you got auditing and accountability. That's number 5, the last one. So that means the documented request. So anyone that needs documents, it must be documented. Recorded timestamps, the commission scrutiny. So every action must withstand later the review itself. That investigator takes. So, for example, from the crime scene to investigator, witness app to fingerprint lab, LCRC to the report, and to court. That flow of information must be maintained. But now we have an unauthorized disclosure to Steve Mutsumi by the investigator, witness F. Now we break in confidentiality. We break in control flow. The command, 2 of the 5 have been broken here. So this is horrible. A small disclosure has a systemic consequences. Really, there is an erosion of public trust. This revelation erodes public trust. So we have the procedural irregularity, confidential docket disclosure. Yo, 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 yo. Ooh, South Africa. Huh? So the Protection of Personal Information in the POPIA Act has been broken here. The substanding order, the internal of South African Police Service's standing order has been broken. There's a legal and ethical guardrails that were broken in this clip. Criminal Procedural Act principle all been thrown out of the water. Just we're dealing now. It's a cartel style investigation, right? This is how it works because this one, it's not the true one. There's not the forensic chain of custody doctrine. Well, where is it? Somewhere in the cartel's handbook. It's been thrown out, not being followed. So the integrity, really, when you have to do this type of investigation, it's not an option. It's not an optional. It must always be maintained. But he failed to do it. Failed to do it. The sharing was not authorized. It was not necessary. It was not proportionate. It was not recorded. Now we know through this investigation, we got it through the WhatsApp, his personal WhatsApp. It will not survive judicial review. This one. So hence that was a good decision that he's referred further for an investigation. He's under investigation. This one is already under investigation when it was revealed a while ago by a witness. I think it was X or B that revealed this stuff, or it was a head of CI that revealed this. Yeah, it's oh my goodness, South Africa. This yo. This is concerning. Huh? Anyway, let's continue, guys, to listen. Wow, shocking.
It's being flighted now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner.
Yes, Mr. Ngwanda.
Is the witness going to be asked about a document he has never seen before?
Well, it's not that he's never seen it before, it's that it wasn't in the bundle. But he doesn't need to answer questions on it now. We would just like to display it now.
If you cannot answer, you can address it later, but I don't think anything stops us from having a look at it.
Sure. So it's not that he has never seen it. If it's not in the bundle.
But if he is in a position to answer, he may. If he says he can't, then that may be dealt with at a later stage.
Accepted, Commissioner. I'm just saying that if it's not in the bundle, it simply confirms that he has never seen it because he doesn't have it.
We can't be sure about never having seen it, but not having seen it recently in preparation for the proceedings, that's something else. But whether he never ever saw it at any stage before, we don't know. I don't know, and possibly you don't know either.
He's had it again. Mwatu. Hey, I don't know where he got this Mwatu. Witness F. Seriously. Oh, no. No. I mean, he's actually not really acting as a representative for him. I don't know if he's registered. I wonder, is he registered in South Africa to practice this lawyer? I'm questioning it. Things that he asks, things that he does doesn't make sense. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is said in the past that looked like very like it's like what? Shocking. I mean, I might find a clip and play you guys one of his clip that perhaps I'll do a video just about him. Just about him. Witness F legal team. Special. Just to apply to see. I suppose, you know, he deserve him. After all this stuff that we've seen, they deserve each other. That's what I could say to that. I mean, yeah, no. You guys need to find out if this guy is registered.
But what you do recall, Witness F, is that the finding that was ultimately made was negative.
I'm not sure, but I think it was negative. I'm subjected to be corrected if that one too can be made present in my disposal.
Okay, well, we'll take this forward at a later stage.
Mr. Chesterton, I would have asked a question relating to the same topic at 556, but if you are coming back to it, can I?
Sorry,
I'm saying this page, these documents at this letter and evidence bag, I was going to ask questions about them, but if you're coming back to the topic, I'm happy.
Commissioner Baloy, I'm happy for you to ask your questions now, but
Okay.
it's not going to interfere with me when I come back.
All right. Witness F, this R. Steve Mswazi, in brackets, is he a member of the SAPS?
He's not, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, if he's not a member of the SAPS, why do you share with him SAPS property, the letter that you wrote requesting that Warrant Officer Mudau be the one responsible for the matter?
Thank you, Commissioner. The reason that I've shared with Brastif, I might have stored him as Bra. As in is a you know, L40s or 50s. To me, it's like a fact. So I did not see him as a threat or a problem when I sent him a proof because he was not telling me, hey, he's a rider, he's not someone. That is when I said, Baba, relax. This is what I'm busy with now. So that he must be at ease to see that I'm not avoiding him. It's the matter of the agency at work. Secondly, Bob Steve has no interest in these matters. He does not even know the people who are arrested there. It was just me sending to him and say, Baba, relax. I'm coming. I'm still under pressure. Thank you, Commissioner.
But you see, your answer doesn't square up. Your letter is on the 7th of June. And all it says to somebody on the 7th of June is that you want the fingerprints to be taken. I think that's what it is, to be checked. And then you state who is supposed to do that. And that's on the 7th of June. And then you forward this letter to R. Steve on the 14th of June. So you forward it 7 days later. It doesn't tell anyone that you are busy with this matter. You've written the letter, you finished. Well, what is he supposed to make of it?
Supposed to make Steve to relax. I was, in a way, assuring him that I can never avoid to come and ride with him, even though I've sent it 14 days or 7 days after. He was in that fashion, Baba, relax. I'm busy with my work.
No, you're not busy writing the letter on the 14th, Witness F. Please try and think harder about the kind of answer you want to give us. It's false that you sent him a letter dated the 7th on the 14th so that you can show him that you are busy with this matter. That's false. That's not the only matter on your desk for sure. I can suggest that. So it is false, the answer that you are giving us. You have two options. You can rethink your answer or say to me, well, you stand by your answer even though I say it is false. Please don't repeat it. Do you want to say anything?
Commissioner, I'm afraid to say anything because according to me, I'm answering to the best of my ability. Now, I'm kind of skeptical to answer to suit a certain narrative or a certain direction, not on what really transpired on that particular day.
Okay.
I took an oath to tell nothing but the truth.
Yes.
So that is why I'm trying my level best to tell as it is.
Yes.
Thank you for me.
All right. I really would like you to tell nothing but the truth. So far, you are not doing that. But let me ask you my next question. The evidence, I think, is the evidence bag, the one that says Mussina case number 2 times fingerprint set. It has no date, so it doesn't say anything about you are busy. We know you are not the one that is going to be checking these fingerprints. Why do you send it? You've sent him the letter, which tells him you are busy. You've written a letter on the 7th, so you are busy. Why do you send him this bag that says, that gives a Mussina case number and it says 2 times fingerprint set, and that's all that bag says? Why do you send that?
Commissioners, the bag goes hand in glove with the letter that I've sent. I just sent them 2 cents.
Yes, I'm asking you. I'm asking you, why do you send him the bag? You don't answer and say they go together. Whether or not they go together, you've sent the letter. You've given us your explanation. You wanted to show him that you are busy writing a letter that is dated the 7th. You're busy with a matter. Why do you send the bag which says nothing? On the face of it, it just gives the case number and what's in there. Why do you send this evidence bag to Prestige? Witness F, do you have an answer or not to my question?
I'm afraid I would say, commissioners, I sent the bag with the letter, and it will not sit well with my honorable commissioner. It will look as if now I'm not telling the truth, but I just sent it like that. And now, the evidence bag usually, there are no dates. Once you put the letter, the date on a letter, and you just stapler your so-called or your letter on top of this evidence bag when you submit to local criminal center. So at that particular time, we're not stapled together. I've sent both of them at that time.
Okay. Lastly, are you able to tell us whether or not it is lawful that you share this kind of information with a civilian?
I think the lawful, according to my little knowledge that I have, not that I'm making an excuse, it becomes unlawful when you share an information with a civilian who is compromised or who got interest in that particular matter. So to me, at that time, I was just sending Uba with this is what I'm busy with. I did not see it like that.
Okay.
So my answer to the commission, by the time I sent it, there was no any unlawfulness.
Okay. Maybe let me say lastly, I know speaking for myself, but I suspect many South Africans will not sleep easy knowing that police officers share matters, documents that are.
The real issue that we need to be asking ourselves really is that if a police officer can send forensic evidence from cash in transit case to a civilian, what else can be shared? And with who? No? With whom? Because really, the justice is not just about conviction, it's about also the integrity of the process. So if you found this breakdown helpful, please consider subscribing, like, and share. I will continue doing this analysis of witness as F because it's got a very broader implication. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't show up testifying anymore because already we've already seen, had enough. And I think this is him not showing up. It's if it's really not, if it's not sick, it's him delaying the process, or yeah, delaying this process so he doesn't get to testify. Or people like Mutsumi and everyone else in the top ANC, or even the DA, because there's some conception about people thinking that this cartels is in the ANC alone. I've got news for you. It's not the ANC. It's also in the DA. All right. So leave that notion to think the cartel's infiltration is in the DA, is in the ANC. No, it's in the DA too. And when you look at our committee, just look how the DA has been performing. They're performing like guilty people, like people who will be found out very soon. So keep listening to my Langa Commission of Inquiry, and you'll get all of this coming out soon. Please, just be aware. All of this, it's allegations, right? It's not a conviction. It's an allegations, a testimony. It still need to be looked at by a judge. The evidence needs to be in front of the judge, be you know, look at. So it's not a conviction, it's an allegations, but the allegations are very serious. They have extreme implication. All right, even with the INC and all of the people, there's still allegations. But your DA is not clean. All right. Some of you think the DA is not clean. No, it's part of the stuff. They are out there protecting this thing from the beginning. Even from the beginning, I suspected that the DA was part. In fact, I was surprised that there's more ANC stuff coming out than the DA stuff, because I expected the DA to come up first with this evidence. Okay, to come implicated as well. So thank you guys for listening. Until next time, see ya.